Today, I'm going to give you the top 3 reasons that I believe that I was fooled by Kody Brown in 2010. We've talked about season 1, and what has stuck with me for the last couple of seasons is how could I have ever let someone like Kody Brown, the goofy version of Tom Sandoval, make me believe that he was pleasant, that he was a good guy? How did I let that happen? In season 1 alone, nobody was happy. Nobody. And this is in a setting when they were trying to tell us the pleasant side of polygamy, like the good stuff, right? These were like the 2010 version of family vlogging channels. Meet the Browns. So before I give you guys season 2, let's do a little group therapy and unpack my trauma with the sister wives. Hi, my name's Mercedes, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you're liking this content, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, doing all the things that you're supposed to do. And today we're going to keep things going with a little bit of Sister Wives chit chat while I finish season 2. So let's jump right into things with reason number 1. Kody was better than we expected. Now, I'm only speaking for myself here, not talking for anyone else, but I was fooled by Kody Brown. I thought he was a generally pretty good guy. And the first reason is I think he was better than what I was expecting going into this show. So what did we assume was going to be this family, this polygamous family, when they aired on TLC? Well, I asked our friendly AI assistant, what is the most common stereotype of polygamist? And here is what our friend had to say. Common stereotypes about polygamists often include misconceptions about their lifestyle, such as assumptions about religious motivations, perceived gender dynamics, or negative judgments regarding family structure. It's important to note that these stereotypes may not accurately reflect the diverse reasons and experiences within most polygamous communities. Unfortunately, another stereotype associated with polygamy is a misconception that it involves child brides. While there have been cases where child marriage occurs in some polygamous communities, it's crucial to recognize that not all polygamous relationships involve underage individuals. Practices vary widely, and it is essential to approach the topic with cultural sensitivity and avoid generalizations. So, since we didn't know what this family was going to be like, a lot of us who have never encountered a polygamous family had a lot of stereotypical information to go based off of. Kind of like this guy.
Tell us then why you choose to marry the wives so young.
I've married the wives that I have because those are the wives that God brought to me and informed me that these are the girls that I should marry. These girls wanted to marry me and demonstrated their extremely rare quality of being capable of handling the responsibilities at such an early age. You know, a lot of people have criticized me soundly for marrying young girls, and I agree that there's hardly any girls of that age that are ready for marriage, but these girls were. These girls have demonstrated that they really were not too young because they have succeeded in building a successful relationship in a marriage, which people sometimes twice their age or more have not been able to do.
Is it unusual for a mother and daughter to be married to the same man?
I've heard of a lot of them, but most people think it's wrong. I don't see anything wrong with it, really.
It is kind of rare.
Okay. Yeah. So if that's what we were thinking going into it, we had a long way to go. We had a long hill to climb for this family to come in and make us feel comfortable with them being the all-American typical family. And this guy, Mr. Green, is kind of what we knew about the FLDS families. There was not a lot of positive media about polygamous families. And in that first episode, I really do think that Kody outpaced our negative expectations. The episode wasn't really focused on religious motivations. They barely even told us what their religion was. They just let us know they were basically LDS, but with an F, which stands for polygamy. Polygamy Latter-day Saints. They also heavily focused on women empowerment. Look at this girl. This is Janelle. Janelle goes to work. She works 12 hours a day. She is busy. Oh, you thought that all polygamist wives were just out here taking care of babies and having more babies? No, she's a bookkeeper, ma'am. And Christine, yeah, she stays at home, but she loves it. It's her passion. It's not a necessity. But don't look over there. Don't look at Christine. Look over here. Look over here. Janelle, our modern working woman. They also spent an incredible amount of time letting us know that it wasn't Kody that got them into polygamy. No, It was Mary. Mary was the force. She was the person going after the women. It was not about Kody. Kody didn't even want to do it. He did not want all these other women. He just wanted Mary, the person that he now says that he was never in love with. I should truly be sponsored by V8. This is all I drink. Also, in the first seasons, they never even addressed the elephant in the room, which is child brides. They get into it like a tiny little bit in future seasons, but like the reason people feel the way they do about Polygamist, Cody, y'all just need to address it. Because right now, I mean, based on the New York Times best-selling book, Becoming Sister Wives, it don't make you sound so good, buddy. So truly in the first season, they were really just setting us up to let us know, like, listen, we're not like the other Mormons. We're not like the other FLDS. We're the cool version. We are modern. We don't even dress like we're about to make butter. I'm not sure usually what's going to get me canceled, but I know it's something. I know it's something. But playing the cool version was enough to let some of us like go right past the red flags. I mean, those red flags were flying past me. I missed them all. Reason number 2, my age and my life experiences. I was 20 years old when this show first came out. I had no husband. I had no kids. My longest relationship was like a year and it wasn't great. I had no clue what a healthy relationship looked like. And at this point, I think that I absolutely would have been brought into any cult that approached me. I narrowly escaped a cult in Austin, Texas, and that's only because they were not interested in recruiting me. On the other hand, my sister, who is a couple of years older than me, hated Kody from the jump. From the minute his little face popped up on the TV, she was done with him. She couldn't stand him, and I couldn't understand it. I think about this now, and I'm like, I was defending this man. Jesus, help me. So I asked my lovely sister to tell me why she didn't like him starting back in 2010, and she sent me an official and certified statement. For Act 2, I'll be reading as my older sister, who had more sense than me. Take 1. Let me get my sister's face. Let me get my sister's attitude on real quick. Kody Brown is incredibly selfish, and he needs the spotlight. He needed that from the jump. Season 1, episode 1, everyone's wives, children's included, to accommodate him. He joined polygamy because he is greedy and he wanted a bunch of women to fawn over him. I don't see him taking care of the needs of his kids or his wives. He just like, hey, yo, I need another wife and a bunch of kids and y'all can take care of them. Ew. He just shakes his hair and talks about himself. It's the scene at the end for me when Kody asked Christine to translate to the kids about the new wife. Learn to talk to your big ass family before you add 4 more people. If all of the wives didn't agree to add another, he had no business dating. Maybe it's a me thing, but that feels like cheating. They are literally crying about the decision in the next time on the scene, episode 2. Like I said, he don't give a fuck about these ladies. Curing his love sickness and finding another wife is his priority, and that's gross considering how little time he has for his family as is. When he visits Robin, he takes her on dates away from her kids. He couldn't care less about these kids, in my opinion. Like, where on earth do you think you've got time for all this alone time with Robin when you have a family of 21? Fuck out of here. She continues by saying, to sum it up, misogynistic ick from the beginning to the end. Glad you finally saw the light. She's talking about me. The wildest part of watching this show over the years was the benefit of the doubt you gave this clown. You're one of the best judges of character I've ever known. So I don't know how this man snuck past you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you, girl, for sharing your opinion and your judgment of me and how I was bamboozled by Mr. Brown. Love you. She also let me know that her and my dad are texting about Sister Wives, and he is currently on like season 7. So for that, why you texting her, Dad? Why wouldn't you text your daughter who's literally online making videos about the Sister Wives? I'm not mad. I'm fuming. We have beef. Just kidding. Love you too. Now that I'm older and I have 2 kids, Kody is my worst nightmare. I watch the women on the show manage the kids and the family and the jobs and their man-child husband who comes over to their side of the house and he shakes his stupid hair. And that is all he contributes to their family. He doesn't lift a finger. He doesn't contribute. They've got their 15-year-old over there scrambling a dozen eggs for kids who are hungry. It's infuriating. Respectfully, fuck off, Kody. Learn how to make your own pepperless eggs. Let me take a second. Reason number 3, omission and selective disclosure. This one gets me more than any of the other ones. To this day, Christine and Janelle say that they were able to like talk freely on the show and really give you their open lives. But I mean, seriously, don't piss me off. You were never telling your story from the very beginning. It's very clear that y'all had things that you would not say on the show that you sure are saying now. So don't pretend like you were being your authentic selves on this television show. Even now, when you listen to interviews with Christine and Janelle, they still struggle to tell the truth. And for example, in my last video, we covered that TLC left out all the details of all of the relationship dysfunction of this family. Janelle being recently divorced from Mary's brother, Christine being Robin's ex-husband's first cousin, not to mention things we haven't even gotten into, like Janelle's mom is married to Kody Brown's father just a couple of months before they got married. Like, be serious, be for real. Most current reports say that there's approximately only 10,000 members of the FLDS church. For scale, that is about the same number of people who attended my undergraduate university. Go Bobcats. This is a total membership, so I assume that this includes the minors, like the kids, and obviously there are way more kids in these families than there actually are adults. So for the sake of this argument, let's pretend that the 10,000 members are only the adults, the consenting over 18-year-old adults. I know that's not the truth, but let's pretend for math's sake. So let's do some quick mathematics. If let's say that every husband has on average 3 wives, which from what we've seen from previous documentaries and things like that, it seems like it's much higher than that, but I'm going to try to be like as fair as possible here. So one husband averages 3 wives. You would need 9 women to 3 men. Or let's say we're talking about 10,000 here. If you had 2,500 men, you would need 7,500 women. So how do you avoid being married to your cousin?
They were brothers to themselves, and they were sons to us, and they were also, her child was my brother, and my child was her grandson. So I think that there's about every relationship. We were very closely related.
The short answer is it's very difficult. You either need to convert only women into the FLDS church, which since Cody converted, that doesn't help things because he took up 2 current FLDS women. You'd have to kick males out that were born into FLDS so that you didn't have too many men for the number of women, which they've done in mass over the last several decades. Or you need to have less wives, like not going to get another one after 18 to 20 years of you being married to 3 other women. Just have less wives. So TLC decided to intentionally omit discussions about family relationships because any person who's halfway decent at math would know that this is a pyramid scheme and it will run out of people to marry very quickly. I asked some of the Redditors in our Sister Wives group why they fell for Kody shenanigans, and it varied for the most part, but I would say it was split about 50-50 of half people saying that they did fall for Kody's kind of goofy tactics, and for half of them saying, nope, clocked him from the very beginning. And there was various reasons, but one stood out to me, which is that most people said he seemed harmless and kind of goofy. And I think in comparison to what we've seen with some of the other FLDS families, especially in documentaries, I think that Kody was able to very easily make us think that he's not such a bad guy in comparison. I keep telling my friends, like, Kody seems like, and still seems like, he'd probably be a catch in the FLDS community. So I see why he ended up with 4 wives. So those are my top 3 reasons why I think some of us were bamboozled by the family patriarch, Dingleberry Brown. Let me know in the comments if you were a fan of Cucumber Kody when the show started or if you hated him, and let me know why. I'm working on the season 2 recap, so until next time, try not to marry your cousin. Bye. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. We're getting better at that.